Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to see about the industrial sensors, classification of sensors, applications of sensors in industry. Sensor is an input device which provides a proportional output with respect to a specific physical quantity. So the output can be an electrical or optical signal, and the input physical quantity can be temperature, moisture, humidity, pressure, displacement, etc. So the sensor makes the automation task possible. With the help of the sensors, only we'll be able to automate any system. So the basic types of sensors are analog and discrete. So analog sensors, examples of thermocouple, strain gauges, potentiometers, etc. So analog sensor, the output will be a varying output. Analog signal we get as a output. In discrete, there are two types of sensors are there, binary and digital. In binary, just a presence or absence of or a threshold, high or low, of any parameter can be monitored. It's just on or off. So they are limit switches. Examples are limit switches, photoelectric switches, etc. Then digital switches, sensors examples are optical encoder, photoelectric array, etc. So based on the sensing parameter, sensors are classified as temperature sensors, pressure, flow, level, proximity or displacement, biosensor, image, gas or chemical sensor, acceleration sensor, etc. Applications of sensor are numerous. So we have a lot of sensors around us. So one of the example for sensor based application is the autopilot application in aeroplanes. So it is otherwise called automatic flight control system. So this consists of several sensors for various tasks like sensing speed, height, position, the status of the doors, obstacles, fuel level, etc. So the combination of sensors, they gives the information about the external environment. Through the processors, the computers gets the information and it actuates the actuators or the servo mechanisms for controlling the wings, the flaps, tail, etc. to control the aeroplane. Now let's see a small video about the sensor application in aeroplanes.
Modern automatic flight control system, that's Autopilot's full name, is made up of three main parts: a flight monitoring computer, several high-speed processors, and a series of sensors placed on different parts of the plane. The sensors collect data from the entire plane and send them to the processors, which in turn tell the computer what's what. AFCSs come in three different levels of complexity. There are single, 2, and 3-axis autopilots, based on the number of parts they control. Single axis controls the ailerons, which are these guys. They make the plane do this. Single axis autopilot is also called the wing leveler because it controls the roll of the plane and keeps the wings perpendicular to the ground. 2-axis handles everything the single axis does, along with the elevators, located here. They move the plane like this. And 3-axis juggles those two plus the rudder. That one there is in charge of this movement. Then the computer tells the servo mechanism units what to do. Servos are the little instruments that actually move the parts. All of these pieces come together to make sure your plane stays in the air.
So next now let's see the criteria for choosing a sensor. There are certain features which has to be considered while selecting a sensor. So first is accuracy, environmental condition, range, calibration, resolution, cost, repeatability, and sensitivity. These are the major criteria that need to be considered while selecting a sensor. So accuracy is the agreement between the actual value and the measured value. Then the next is environmental condition. So there are some limitations of working of the sensors, that particularly temperature, humidity, then the external noise, EMI, etc. So that has to be considered before selecting a sensor. We should know the environment in which it is going to work. So accordingly, we have to select a sensor. Next is range, measurement limit of sensor. So we have to know the minimum and maximum limit that the sensor has to measure. So that has to be considered. Then calibration. So calibration is essential for measuring devices as the reading changes with time. So in a measuring instrument, generally as the sensitivity or the calibration is tend to change a little bit because of the aging and other environmental factors. So there should be an option for calibrating the sensor. Then the resolution. So the resolution is the smallest increment detection by the sensor. So the sensor should able to sense the small variations. Then the cost. So depending on your project plan or the budget, you need to select a sensor. So the cost also need to be considered. Then repeatability. So the reading that varies is repeatedly measured under the same environment. So in the same environment, it has to give the same output. So there should not be any deviation in that. Next is sensitivity, the minimum input of physical parameter that will create a detectable output change. So the sensitivity also you have to consider before selecting any sensor. These are the criteria for selecting a sensor. So the industrial sensor are classified into different types. So they are proximity sensor, force or pressure sensor, vibration or acceleration sensor, position or velocity sensor. So again, in the proximity sensor, there are three types. One is mechanical proximity sensor, optical proximity, then inductive and capacitive proximity sensor. And a position or velocity sensor, we have various other sensors like potentiometer, LVDT, encoders, tacho generator or tachometer. First, let's see the proximity sensors. So these proximity sensors are widely used in general industrial automation. So in common industrial automations, this proximity switches plays a very important role. That is, they are used in the conveyor lines for counting the items, so to detect the jam. So if the system got jammed, in order to detect that, this proximity sensors can be used, and also for many other applications. So in machine tools, it can be used for safety interlocking and sequencing. Next is this proximity sensors are usually digital sensors. So they detect the presence or absence of an object or a part of a machine or any work bench or anything like that. So they consist of this proximity sensors consist of sensor head. So the sensor head usually senses the object. So the sensor head can be of optical, inductive or capacitive. So then it has a detector circuit and an amplifier. Then it is given as the output. So different types of outputs are available, or sensors with the different outputs are available in the market. So the different outputs can be a TTL or CMOS, or it can be a solid state relay. So if it is to a controller, if it is a lower signal, you can go for CMOS or TTL. If you want to drive a solenoid or any other load, then we had to go for a sensor with a solid state relay inbuilt. Next is mechanical proximity switches. So they are like a normal switch. Already we have seen this type of sensors under the category of switches, limit switches. So this also gives an on or off state. There are two general modes are there, normally open and normally closed. There will be two pairs of contacts. So they come in a wide variety of mechanical forms. It comes in different shapes, in different mechanism it comes. So they are used for a wide range of applications. So using these mechanical proximity switches, they are used where physical contact is possible. So only through the physical contact this can be triggered. It can be used where definite position is required. So for positioning we can use this. So it can be used in operation critical or safety critical situations. So when the hoist or lifts or the machine goes out of the control area or when it reaches the edge, so these sensors can be detect and it can protect the overrunning of the machine. So they are used where environment conditions preclude the use of optical or inductive sensors. So in some environmental conditions, this optical sensors or inductive sensors, the other types of sensors may not work or the efficiency will be less. So in that cases, this type of proximity switches can be used. So the application and use of mechanical proximity switches. So the advantage is they are easy to integrate into machinery of all types. So it can be easy to integrate. It is very flexible and it requires the physical contact. So there will be wear and tear will be there. So the life also we need to consider. Then the range of voltages, the voltage range, it comes as 0 to 1000 volt DC and AC also. So it is available in varied voltage ranges, so that you can directly control a motor or any actuators. So it can drive, you can drive any load, high voltage load using these switches. So the next is they are very robust. They are usually used as limit switch or presence or absence indicator, door close or open sensing. Now let us see a small video.
Our limit switches are built to last for 10 million operations. In a conventional conveyor system, a limit switch may be operated at least 15,000 times in a given shift, which amounts to about 850,000 operations in a month. In such an application, our limit switch can work efficiently for 3 years. Werner's adjustable roller limit switches are uniquely designed to adjust the actuation position based on the size of the object. The lever can be adjusted up to 3 inches. By removing a single screw, you can change the direction of the actuator to fit your design. This gives you the freedom to use our limit switch to suit any type of mounting arrangement. There are 11 actuator types available, which makes it suitable for any kind of application. May it be a high-speed conveyor system or printing press, we have it all. Werner limit switches gives a flexible wiring system. Just unscrew the cover and fix the wire with ease.
So that's all about the mechanical proximity sensors. I hope you have understood the applications and uses of sensors in industrial automation, and also you know how the mechanical proximity sensor is used and what are the different types of proximity sensors are there. The next video will be seeing the other types of sensors used in the industry. So thank you.